Yes.
How's your family doing with the war?
My family, thank you for asking. They're surviving. I mean, there's always something there. For the past approximately 5,000 years, people wanted to kill the Jews in some form. So it's nothing new, sadly. In fact, in Israel, when you're there, you don't really feel it. It's really life is it's life. You don't see explosions, like in a movie. People live their life. What I'm actually sad about is not in Israel, it's outside of Israel. It's in this country, in other countries where I get to see people that are against Israel or shouting in concerts when I play. I think Bethel was in Minnesota. I played the last year in the big cathedral.
Basilica.
Yeah, Basilica. And actually somebody, because I like to talk in concerts, and I usually dedicate the encore to Israel or to the hostages who are still there after 570 days now. And I played the week before in Idaho, and a lady came to the concert, and I said something, I don't remember what, and she got really offended that I have my own voice, and I'm not just a musician. And she wrote to the conductor in Minnesota the day of the concert. She said, I'm a big fan of Amit Peled. I'm driving all the way to the concert, but I really hope, please ask him not to speak this time. And he told me this. So I decided not to speak, and just to play the Israeli national anthem. That's what I did. You were there.
I was there.
So we have to understand that artists have a voice. There are people behind the notes. A few weeks ago in Vermont, one of the hostages who is under the tunnels in Gaza for 570 days, it's your age, you're 18, 19, 20. His name is Alon Ohel, and he's a pianist. And I actually know him. He's much younger, of course, but he went to some of the festivals that I teach in the summer. And another person that was freed from there told the world that he's actually playing on his knees every day, practicing. And he lost his eyesight in one eye. I mean, he's under the ground for a year and a half already, just that you understand. So I mentioned that in the concert. And I just said that I want to dedicate the next piece to Alon, without any political views. Just that I would like to dedicate, and I usually play with an iPad. And I prepared this little bit of music that Alon is playing in that festival. And I told the audience, I want you to see that name is actually a person. So I turned it and I let them listen for a few seconds. And after we played a piece, the lady stood up and said, "What about all the thousands of innocent Palestinians that died and blah, blah, blah?" And I said, I didn't say they're not innocent. It's not, I didn't even say that I didn't blame him. I just mentioned a musician who is now underground for a year and a half, and I wanted to dedicate him. That's it. And she got really upset. And of course, there's a lot of propaganda, because most of those people who died are terrorists, but that's a different story. I didn't get into it in front of the audience. But just the fact that she doesn't allow a person to dedicate something for a fellow musician was terrible. Anyway. Also, I have, you see my necklace. So I'm sure, how many of you have a cross? 1, 2, you have one? So I had the Star of David. Like my 2 boys, when you do, with bar mitzvah, you do bar mitzvah, we usually, it's a tradition in my family, you get from the mother, Star of David, and you wear it. And I had to take it off, it's in my cello case, because it's too dangerous in America these days to wear something you believe in. And that makes me sad, not what is happening in Israel. So sometimes in concerts, I don't say anything political, but I tell the audience, this story. And many times those concerts are in churches. And I asked them, would you imagine not being able to wear a cross? Because you're scared. Not because you're not right. You're scared. Somebody can actually beat you if you wear it. That's America now. That's what's scary for me, being an American and having 3 kids here.